In this video, I'm going to give you my opinions on the PlayStation 5 massive scalper scandal that I'm constantly getting asked about on social media. You do not want to miss this episode. Please watch it all, as I think some of your questions are going to be answered. Let's go. So it's no secret that Sony have clearly not kept up with supply and demand for PS5s. There's shortages absolutely all over the world, and when consoles are coming back into kind of Argos or Game or wherever it is, your kind of local high street store is, they're going out within seconds of them being advertised online. So I can't help but think Sony have to take some of the blame here. They have to take some of the blame for, I guess, encouraging scalpers in a way. Now, what's happened over the past couple of weeks and what I found, I'm going to talk to you guys about the CEX stuff that I'm constantly getting asked about, but I've discovered something on eBay which is, you've probably discovered it, I haven't discovered it, you may already know about it, but I'm going to show you this. This is a letter from seemingly a member of an NHS hospital. Now, this may well be the truth. I don't have any facts about this. This is just my opinion, but there are some red flags. So this NHS staff member, if she works in ICU, she's probably going to be a nurse. So we'll say that she's a nurse. She's left a picture also of her NHS lanyard, which looks pretty darn clean to me. I don't even think we don't really use them lanyards much anymore, especially for nurses. And they should have a 5-point brake system on them as well, lanyard should, to avoid being suffocated. So that's a little red flag straight off the bat, the lanyards. And she says, you know, she's been on this sick and whatnot, which is horrible, absolutely horrible. And she needs to kind of generate some money on eBay to buy her son a PS5. Okay, so your heart's in the right place, totally get that. But I just don't feel that, like, the red flags for me are the eBay account has absolutely no feedback whatsoever. Therefore, I feel like using the picture of the NHS lanyard to try and get a PS5 with the, you know, with the ID is a little bit exploiting. The rest of the eBay page is selling Pokemon cards, which is kind of weird because, you know, surely you can sell more stuff to generate and kind of get the money that way rather than asking people to just literally give it to you so you can give your son a PS5 for Christmas. That's even if Anywhere gets them in stock as well. Let's face it, we don't even know if Anywhere's going to get them in stock. Additionally, she says she's on the sick with absolutely no pay. Now, if you work for the NHS, you get quite a good sick package. You get about, I've spoken to my friend who is a nurse, I happen to sit next to her at work. You get 6, depending on kind of like how long you've been in post for. On average, you get 6-month full pay, then it drops down and you get a certain percentage of your pay, then it drops down even more. So if you're on no pay, that must mean you've been on the sick for well over a year, if this is legitimate, but COVID only started, like kicked off horrifically in the UK hospitals in March. That's less than a year ago. It doesn't add up to me. So there's loads of people seemingly trying to exploit, I guess, the likes of us in trying to kind of get a PS5. I mean, some people are just as brazen as going on eBay and going, look, listen, I want to play Warzone with the lads on, and I want to play it on next gen hardware. Please give me money so I can buy a PS5. Now, we're talking here about scandal and scalpers. What do I think of that? I think it's a fucking travesty. Like, I'm going to suggest some solutions on how to raise money. If you want to get a PS5, and I'm not talking to my viewers as such, I guess I'm kind of talking to the scalpers and the rip-off, the con artists in particular here. But hear me out. You know, maybe you could sell some other stuff legitimately on eBay and put that towards a PS5. Maybe if you wanted to do it via raising money, you could do something in return to raise that money, like maybe give half of it to a charity, and then keep the other half if you want to raise the money. You know, be completely transparent about your intentions. And I'm sure there are some people out there that are incredibly transparent about their intentions in wanting to obtain money to buy a PS5. But I just think putting notes on, you know, there's some notes on there that have apparently been written by children and saying, like, I really want a PS5, my name's so-and-so, I'm 10, can I have some money? Now, I'm not quite sure eBay is the platform for that. Like, when did eBay become GoFundMe? I guess the benefits of people doing things like that on eBay is it's going to get seen, you know, it's going to get seen. And PS5s that have been sold on eBay have been going from like £700 up to £1,000 I've seen sold listings for. So clearly there's people out there that are willing to pay the ridiculous prices that people are selling them for, which we'll come to. But as far as just outright asking, hey, can I have some money for a PS5? I work in ICU in, you know, here's a picture of my NHS lanyard, and I just think that's, sorry, but that appears like it's bollocks to me. And I just feel like I can see through it. If I'm wrong, I apologise, but there's too many red flags, you know, there's too many red flags for this to be truthful. So there's that kind of side of it that I just feel, is this even happening? Like, what the hell is going on? And again, it comes back to Sony clearly not making enough to keep up with the demand, which Sony totally have to take responsibility for some of that. Now, aside from the exploitation kind of stuff that's going on, there are people that are just outright stealing them. I think it was Eurogamer that commented this week that literally trucks or lorries were being robbed for PS5s. Like, there's just so many different gang members out there, gangs that are just wanting to acquire these PS5s in bulk to be able to obviously sell them or use them as a kind of bargaining chip to further exploit. I mean, this is a games console. Why are we going to this extreme length? And don't get me wrong, I like my games consoles. It's pretty apparent that I'm a kind of hardcore kind of collector and gamer, but I wouldn't do anything illegal to obtain, you know, goods. You got to work for it. You got to put the work in. And I just think, what's going on? What's going on? So yes, I think that's wrong. I think that's terribly wrong. I genuinely do. And what else I think is pretty poor. I'm going to talk about CEX now, because a lot of you guys have been saying that I need to boycott CEX, and the reason people are saying that to me is because I do base my kind of playlist, the £5 and £10 game challenge, in CEX. So from my perspective, I just want to make a few things clear. I'm not stopping that playlist. There are some bargains, legitimate bargains, to be had. Do I think what the CEX are doing with PS5s, and to a point the Series X and S's, is wrong? Yes, but here's my thinking. So if I didn't have a PS5 and I had £1,000 in my back burner to just go and blow, okay, and I really, really wanted that PS5, and CEX was my only option because I'd obviously get like the warranty, that, you know, I'd get a receipt, proof of purchase, rather than buying it off some shady bastard on eBay. I'd go into CEX with my £1,000 and I'd pay £815 if that's what I chose to do, because that's my right. I've got capacity, let's just say, and I want to do that. It's my money and I'm going to go and do it. I think from that perspective, there's nothing wrong. I think people can do what the hell they want. They can spend their money how they want. They can't exploit people. They can spend their money how they want. So there's that. But then there's the kind of other side of the coin, and I think CEX have got some brass in between whatever long legs they're walking on to sell them for that much money. I look at it now and I'm like, would I spend that money? If I didn't have a PS5 and I had that money floating about, even I wouldn't spend it. Hello, Libby. I wouldn't even go there, because eventually they're going to come back in stock and we're going to be able to pick them up for 450 quid. So I actually feel sorry for people that are going in and choosing of their own volition to pay these astronomical prices at CEX. Now, CEX themselves are choosing to give customers 650 smackers, 650 UK pound sterling for their PlayStation. So £200 over what the resale price is. And then it's just shy of £200 on what they're making. So, I mean, if you need a quick buck and you need to get rid of your PS5 and maybe some unexpected bills have come along, by all means, do what you want, go sell it. But I do think CEX are a little bit cheeky, a little bit ballsy. But again, it does come back to that old thing of, you know, supply is short, the demand is high. So where the demand is high, you can charge that little bit more. And that is the unfortunate nature of the capitalist society that we live in. There's no escaping it. I'm a part of it, you're a part of it. So it is what it is. So I do think that it's down to people's choices as to what they want to do. And I guess coming back to one of my original points is if people want to give to this nurse on eBay, that's entirely their choice. You know, if I was a millionaire and I was able to get PS4s, PS5s, I wouldn't buy them in to sell them at a profit. I'd probably just buy them in and sell them at retail, so you just make your money back. Or even give them away if you're a millionaire, you don't even need the cash. So it kind of just hurts me a little bit that you're seeing a lot of selfishness going on here. And I think a lot of the people that are buying them, my dog's barking, she says, "Did somebody just deliver mail through my door?" So I think a lot of the people that are acquiring them, they're not necessarily gamers and they don't care about the console, they don't care about the community. And that's the sad thing for me. It's like there are genuine people out there that really want a PS5, they want to play with their friends, they want to see what games look like in beautiful 4K 60 FPS, and I can assure you that they do look flipping gorgeous. That upsets me a little bit. That really does upset me, and it's happening with the Xbox side of things as well. Scalpers aren't paying or selling them for as high of a price, but there's clearly there's a massive margin between retail price and then these kind of scalpers. It's happening on Facebook Marketplace, Spock, Gumtree, you name it, but people are paying it, and I think so long as people are still paying it, people are going to keep doing it. Because until Sony decide, look, here's X amount of thousands of PS5s that we've magically ripped off the production line, and we're going to properly get them in stock all over the world, this is going to continue. So it breaks my heart a little bit that I think we're going to get through this festive period. Unfortunately, it's going to be scalper, 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 scalper. It is shit, it is awful, but I guess if you're one of those people that wants to do that, you want to pay that money, good luck, because I definitely am not one of them. So they're my thoughts about what's kind of going on eBay. There's a lot of exploitation going on eBay. If people want to buy into that, that's their choice. There's clearly a lot of scalping going on the Facebook Marketplace and on our high street in the UK with CEX. But again, you don't have to pay those prices if you don't want to. And I do feel terribly bad for people that they're paying all that money and you can get them for $4.50 soon. So I want to talk a little bit now about Valhalla and this kind of like Ubisoft thing that's been floating around, because when the PS5 came out, Watch Dogs Legion and Assassin's Creed Valhalla were two of the Ubisoft games that were going to get their free PS5 upgrade. So you jump in from PS4 graphics and frame rates up to next gen stuff. Now, when I initially bought Valhalla, I think it was like maybe just over a week ago, at that time, I had to put the PS4 disc in my PS5 thinking, yeah, I'm going to get my free update. Followed all the steps online, couldn't find the free update. Not there, not happening. So I dived onto Twitter, you know, little keyboard warrior, what's going on here then? Turns out that people in the UK didn't get their free PS5 update because of some kind of bug or error at Ubisoft's end, which really enraged me actually, because I didn't want to play Valhalla on PS4. I wanted PS5. I wanted to play this game on PS5. So a couple of nights ago, I thought I'm going to try and see, you know, I've been keeping my eye on Twitter, haven't seen any updates. I'm going to whack on the PS5 and see what's cooking. Lo and behold, the PS5 update was there. It took 35 minutes to download for me, and off we went sailing the Norwegian seas in our Viking boat, completing raids. And oh my goodness, I'm glad I played it on PS4, because seeing that jump up to what it looks like and feels like on a PS5, I was like, it's so like buttery smooth, like a hot knife just gliding through some butter, and it all just kind of melting to the side, and it was just so satisfying to watch. It was almost like as relaxing as watching like some ASMR footage, but I was playing a video game. I was just so happy, and it makes me happy just to sit here now and tell you about it. But again, my kind of like coming back to that, you know, there's obviously been a lot of teething problems, and I think we can become a little bit too obsessed with I want it now, I want it now, I want it now. And you know, I was able to play Valhalla via the PS4, So it's absolutely fine, and I'm kind of glad I did. Like I say, just looking at the difference, it's unbelievable. So what I want to know from you guys is, how are you playing on your PS5s, or how do you think you'll play on your PS5s when you get one? Are you going to just be buying PS5 software, or are you going to buy PS4 games slightly cheaper and get that free upgrade? For me, I'm kind of in limbo at the minute because I don't actually own any physical PS5 games. The ones that I do own were gifted to me by my great friend down at PlayStation in London, and I have like digital bug snacks. Sorry, that was on PS5. Sackboy, Demon Souls, Spider-Man. So that's kind of like on as PS5 native. But I've kind of like chosen like Valhalla. I got it a little bit cheaper. Couldn't find it on the PS5 anyway, but if I did, I would have been paying £5 more. And I'm like, what? Hey, does that? No. One thing as well I'm going to mention is Call of Duty, the new Call of Duty. You have to pay £5 to upgrade. You know what? I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Not even interested. COD doesn't have that much of a gaming lure. Or, you know, I'm perfectly happy with it on my PS4. So it's nice, and I do think that all upgrades should be free. We are sat here on the eve of the Cyberpunk release. We know that that's getting a free upgrade next year to next gen, so that's going to be really nice again. And I think we should be looking. I think the PS5 is expensive enough. I think companies, developers, publishers should be doing free upgrades. But what do you guys think? And how are you playing your games at the minute on the PS5? So this has been quite a talky one from me. We've talked about the exploitation on eBay, we've talked about the CEX scalpers, we've talked about private seller scalpers, gangs raiding lorries of PlayStation 5 whilst they're in transit. 2020 just continues to blow our mind, but we're going to keep it nice and positive here. So if you have enjoyed this video, or if you've enjoyed any of my previous episodes, please leave a like rating, subscribe, and if you're kind enough, click that second link in the description, as there might be something for you on the tiered perks memberships. But for now, I'll catch you on a stream all weekend right here, because we're going to be diving into Night City. See you soon.